The Eurovision Song Contest, it's supposed to be about peace, unity, and working it out in the remix like Charlie XCX and Lordi. But if you're here, you're probably wondering, so you probably wouldn't be surprised to find out that in 2006, the whole country fell apart because of the Eurovision selection process. Let's go back to 2006. The Bird app just launched, Pluto lost its status as a planet, PS3 has just been launched, and Wii U. At the beginning of the year, Serbia and Montenegro were still one country, but that was about to change. Brief history here. Before this, the federation was called Yugoslavia, but that was quite controversial because Yugoslavia used to have many more republics in it. But in the 90s, they had all left, leaving only Serbia and Montenegro. And fun fact, Yugoslavia, with all the members that were there before the 1990s, was actually one of the founding members of the EBU, the European Broadcasting Union that is organizing Eurovision. So after a decade of isolation, Serbia and Montenegro rejoined Eurovision in 2004. And people were hyped because the year they rejoined, they came in second. And the next year, they came in seventh. So people thought, we might have a chance here, guys. Now, let's circle back to 2006. Although these are two countries, as a federation, they were participating under one flag, which meant they had to pick one song to send to the contest. So how did this competition work? Well, you would have a total of 20-ish acts, around 10 from each of the republics, and then you would have a televote, much like you would today, and then a jury of 8 jurors from Montenegro and 8 jurors from Serbia. However, there were already signs of trouble last year when the Montenegrin jury didn't give any votes to the Serbian favorite. But at the time, this wasn't that much of an issue because the Serbian favorite had won last year and they thought, well, all's fair. The act that won in 2005, less controversially so, was a boy band called No Name. Yes, that was the actual name of the band. And in 2006, No Name competed again and won. But this time, it was far more controversial. Serbia had 2 favorites, a band called Flamingosi and a woman called Ana Nikolic. Both songs are pretty famous to this day, especially the second favorite, Ana Nikolic, Romale Romali, which is still a hit in the Balkans, and probably not a lot of people know that it was actually from a Eurovision national selection. The televote was won by Flamingosi. At the time, people in Serbia thought the song had everything. It had a strange band name, Flamingosi. It had a catchy dance.
Mešaj kukovima, jedan lijevo, desno dva, jedan naprijed, nazad sad I miješaj.
And it had random English lyrics mentioning multiple places in Europe.
Paris, London, Lisbon, Kiev, Moscow, Prague and Rome, Copenhagen, Bucharest, crazy summer dance. Berlin, Madrid, Amsterdam, Athens, Dublin, Liechtenstein, Istanbul and Budapest, ludi letni ples, crazy summer dance.
So they won the televote with around 12k votes, which isn't much when you consider that this was a country of around 7 million people. The second was Ana Nikolic with Romale Romali with around 4k votes, and the third was No Name with around 3.5k votes. Again, not a lot of televoting at this time. This was around 20 years ago. But here comes the controversy. The Montenegrin jury gave almost no points to either Ana Nikolic or Flamingosi. Although ironically, Flamingosi was a band formed by Montenegrins who just happened to live in Belgrade, to the best of my knowledge. I'll have to look this up later. However, what happened next was absolute chaos. Unlike last year when people were more understanding, the Montenegrin jury gave no votes to the Serbian favorites, they were less understanding this year. The audience was pissed. They started throwing things. No Name could not go out and perform their winning song. Instead, the jurors came out and tried to reason with the audiences, but the only thing the audiences were demanding were flamingos. They wanted to see flamingos. And so flamingos performed.
Gospodin Luis, Flamingosi, Ludi letnji ples.
And the two national broadcasters never resolved it. They never worked it out in the remix. They asked the EBU to step in, but the EBU said, you guys should probably resolve this among yourselves. This was all happening in March of 2006. And by May, a referendum was called. And by June or July of 2006, Serbia and Montenegro ceased to exist. So yeah, next time somebody says, oh my god, Eurovision has gotten way too political, well, it's more or less fork found in the kitchen. Now, if you want to hear my thoughts on this year's Eurovision and the controversies behind it, follow for more because I will be posting a video very soon about that.